This show is brought to you by Millennium Tree Stands.
Welcome to Reality Hunt Club. In this webisode, we're talking about our first batch of trail camera photos. This year, I'm doing a little bit differently. Last year, I did quite a few of these, and I look back on them. I think they might have been a little boring. So this year, I'm going to kind of get a bigger selection of photos over a longer time period and do less of these. So these photos are from mid-May to mid-July. And so let's take a look at those right now. Okay, let's get started. We got about 17, 18 cameras out right now. Less cameras than last year, probably about 10 less. Reason why we could do less cameras this year is because we got more peanuts and corn and grain sorghum all in centralized location in the middle of the club, so we didn't feel like we need to push out as far. Seemed like all the deer in our area were coming to the club. Now let's look at these photos. And like I said a minute ago, we started in mid-May, and these pictures are going to end mid-July. I'm going up in next week, and I'm going to get some more photos I should be able to have from mid-July to like mid-August coming next. So anyway, these are some of the first photos that we had of antlered deer. I'm showing you this one, walking right by our camera. And of course, here's some pictures of fawns. I know you guys are wanting to see our bucks, but we got a few fawn pictures. I got about 8 or 9 fawns on camera, which is real good. Even though we've got our predators are starting to come up, especially coyotes, I'm still seeing these twin fawns on here. Okay. Now, when I say food source in the middle of the club, look at how many deer are in this peanut field. I mean, that is one congregation. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I counted in one photo. I mean, it is a herd of them. Deer love peanuts. So I thought I'd show you those before I got to the bucks. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is an interesting couple of young bucks. One of them we think's a 3.5-year-old. This one right here. Notice how his antlers messed up here. Now this picture is the May 15th. Now I've got a lot of pictures of this deer, and we're fixing to look at him. I guess we're calling him righty because he doesn't have a left main beam. We also got this deer last year, and he had the same situation. Now this is early May, and you can see there's not much peanuts there. That photo of that fire behind was pretty cool. Just watch it, watch it come up. So as you see, there he is right here. Okay, and this is June 20th. This is about a month later. So as you can see, I've got some more photos. I'm going to show you him, and just there he is. All right, you see his little stubs grow a little bit, but it's not a lot. Now he had the same characteristics last year, and we think he's probably about a 3.5. Don't like the fact that he had the same characteristics last year, and now he's doing the same characteristics this year. I don't know. I don't think it's genetics. I think he just damaged that pedicle, and that's just the way it is. But we keep flipping through these photos, and this is the June ones. That's a nice buck right there. Nice young bucks. They're both young bucks. I don't know. We're still talking about. Don't think it's genetics because we've never seen it before. We think it's just he's damaged that pedicle. But I hate to carry that deer for another year because we like to shoot 4.5s when I'm gonna spend all that time and money on him, and the best he's gonna be is he could be a 60, 70 inch one-sided animal. I mean, and be a nice animal. So I don't know, we might we might try to shoot that deer just because he's had 2 consecutive antler growing years where he's only growing the right side. I mean, there's June 25th. I mean, he's gonna be a nice buck as a 3.5-year-old, just one-sided. As you see, the peanuts are coming up in the background. Let me see. I got some more pictures of them. Let me see. And there they are again. That's a nice young bachelor group. You can see them in the back. About 4 or 5 of those deer. You know, I think he's the oldest of them. He acts the most mature. When you look at the photos, he's doing all the pushing around. There's one buck, he loves the peanuts so much he laid down in the back. I mean, those some good looking 2.5-year-olds. I mean, I still think the right beam deer, whatever you want to call him, I still think he's 3.5. He's got a little bit more body than the other ones do. Alright, let me see. Let me see. Okay, this is July. There he is. He's growing out to be a little bit bigger. But still, nub. Nub, nub, nub. Okay, we've wrapped back around. Alright, so that's one of them. This group of pictures, I don't think we have a single 4.5. All of them are 3.5, which is not untypical. There's the Motley Crew putting the feeders out. Now this is a 3.5 too, and he's a nice one. Didn't take him long to find that feeder. Let me see. I got some better pictures of him. He's a little nervous about the feeder, but as you can see, he calms down and starts coming to it quite a bit. Once again, nice 3.5-year-old. Another little buck coming. We have a tendency not to see our 4.5s. Up until, that's a good picture of them right there. Up until about 15th of August, 1st of September. They just seem to stay away from the cameras. We just don't have a lot of luck from year to year. Now this is a nice deer here. But once again, we think he's 3.5. Real nice buck coming in there. And he reminds me of my old boy Sway because it looks like he's eating the corn straight off the feeder too. Sway used to do that. And matter of fact, he licked the paint off the feeder doing that. All the acids in his tongue and all that. So that's a nice buck there, but still don't think it's a shooter. We had a big 8-point at the end of the year. I showed you guys that on video. And I was hoping that was him. Now this is on the power line. These are 2 nice 3.5s. And they're actually eating out of the supplement feed. There's a good side profile of him. And I got tons of pictures of these boys. Now, as you can see at daylight 8:30, boy, I mean, these are July pictures, but I don't think they're going to grow leaps and bounds more. I mean, I still don't think they're shooters. Of course, it's hard to age them. It's hard to age them this time of year. And but the thing about it is I got multiple cameras on the power line. These are the same deer. Actually, if you look in the background, you can see the other deer over at the other corn pile. He's looking at that deer, and I'm getting that picture of that deer at the same time I'm getting a picture of this deer. And of course, there's our electric fence, which we got a new webisode coming up on that, and it's not going to be a great one because the deer beat the fence again. You know, it's just a nice buck. I put this one in here because you could see the spider web pop up, and I thought that was pretty cool over the camera. And there's one little fawn. So let me see. He's inside the fence. Nice bucks, but once again, I don't think they're not 4.5. I think they're 3.5. Really nice 3.5s. So that makes what? 4 or 5 nice 3.5s and about 4 or 5 2.5s, especially in that bachelor group. I mean, just real nice. Now these are July pictures. Let me see if I can get a little bit further along. I'd like to see how they're growing their antlers. Let me see, July 8th, the last ones I got. You know, nice little bucks, but not the big ones we expecting to show up. So, once again, we got about four, I'd say about 4 good 2.5s, and probably about 4 good 3.5s in this batch here, which is not bad. I've gotten up there not getting a picture of a nice buck until October, and it could be this year. But we're getting rain, the antlers are doing pretty good, the crops are doing pretty good, so we're already ahead of the curve in what we were last year. We were just struggling last year. Now, one more thing before I close. Put this camera on this clear cut that we have. Now, this is the 3rd time it's happened. Let's just go through the photos. You notice anything about the pictures? Well, what happened was the camera was on a tree, an old rotted tree that actually fell down. And it fell down, and luckily it fell backwards. Now, this is the 3rd time I've had it happen. And you put it on a tree because it's one of those trees they left, and it just fell over and pointing straight up. I thought it was pretty cool because it was actually taking pictures as it was falling over. So when you put your cameras up, be careful. Okay, and that's the last what I have now. Like I said, I'm going up in a week. I'm going to get some more photos, and I'm either going to do another webisode, or maybe I'll wait another 2 weeks, maybe do one the 1st of September. Try not to do so many photos. I don't know if you guys like it or not. So email me if you like seeing all these photos or not. Or go to Facebook, send us a comment, or give us a comment on YouTube. Give us some feedback as to what you like about the trail cameras. I'm trying to give you a look as we discover our deer for the up and coming year. I'm trying to give you guys a look over my shoulder as we're doing it. Making it as real as we can. So anyway, thanks for watching Reality Hunt Club, and stay tuned. We got more webisodes coming.
If you like this show, check out our other shows at hunt365.tv.